Here we go.
Here's Johnny.
I'm Batman.
You talking to me?
Bond.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Say that!
Remember, the Force will be with you, always.
Frack you later, fucking puss.
Yeah, baby!
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a...
We're not in Kansas anymore.
He's looking at you, kid.
Phone home.
Good morning, Vietnam!
Welcome, everyone, to the third episode of the Moment After podcast. My name is Bryce. I'm here with Chris and Klein. Say hi, guys.
What's up?
What's up? And we are here to discuss the new monster shark movie, The Meg.
It's going to be fun.
Let's start off with like a rundown of like who's in the movie and who directed it. So who directed it, Bryce?
It was John Turtaltaub.
John Turtaltaub.
Yeah.
What has he directed before, do you know?
He directed Three Ninjas, which as a kid, I loved that movie. Right?
Man.
Movie's ridiculous.
Nostalgia.
Right? He directed another movie that I love to this day. It's Cool Runnings. Who doesn't love a Jamaican bobsled team, man?
Oh my goodness. Cool
Jeez,
Runnings was
dude.
good.
Wow.
So he went from making like lighthearted movies to making this movie though?
Oh yeah,
That's a big jump.
Because he went through a dark period, man. The next movie he had after that was While You Were Sleeping, which is a fine movie. But then a couple years later, he came out with National Treasure, National Treasure 2, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, and he directed the first episode of the Rush Hour show.
What?
Yeah.
It's just such a
He
weird...
went down a dark period.
Yeah, he
Is
did.
Okay? Is he okay? Now this explains the movie.
Judging by the Rotten Tomatoes scores, no. He's barely hanging on. Like Cool Runnings and While You Were Sleeping both had certified fresh ratings, but everything else has been in the 30s, which is sad.
So we're going to have
'Cause
some
I love
really
Three
nice
Ninjas.
stuff to say about him tonight, right?
Oh, yeah. Guys.
I think out of all the things that you named off though, I think this might have been his best performance though, in my opinion.
Over Cool Runnings, you were out of your mind.
Most recent.
I know a lot of
most
people like
recent
the
production.
I know a lot
that's
of people
fair.
like the National Treasure movie though. The
Yeah,
first
like
one,
my
not the second one.
parents, man. They
Yeah.
love both of them though. They're like, oh my god, it's so amazing. But
The-
I'm like, it's Nicolas Cage.
It's Nicolas Cage.
No.
The first one was fun. The second one I did not like. But he also directed The Sorcerer's Apprentice, which got him back together with Nicolas Cage. That movie's terrible.
I think I blocked that movie from my memory. Like, I don't even think I remember anything of it. Like, I know I've seen it,
Yeah?
and I know there was like a car scene, I think.
I can't remember.
I don't know.
car scene.
I blocked it out.
There's
of
a
my
good
memory.
chance that there might be a car scene in it.
It had the guy who...
They could have been talking in the car. They could have been doing it. No, if you've seen the movie, then you know what I'm talking about. I think there was a car scene in it, like legitimately.
Right?
All right.
Like they did some like magic stuff to it.
I believe you, Klein.
Well, in any case, this was a book, right? So this was a book right before they made the movie. This has been like a 20-year in the making sort of script, bouncing around from studio to studio.
Really?
Yep.
The Meg.
Yep. He wrote, Steve Alton is the author. He wrote it in 97. I've read all of his books. They're really good. I don't know what to say about this with this movie. Like with the connections and stuff like that, I didn't think they were going to keep the book adaptation pretty close, but I don't know. We'll just talk about this. Let's just get into this.
It stars Jason Statham, Bing Bing Lee, and Rainn Wilson. Guys, this movie starred Dwight.
You mean Dwight Schrute?
Yes. I did not expect that to happen
Can we go to
at
Schrute
all.
Farms, please?
What's interesting is too is that the director, this wasn't like he wasn't supposed to do it. It was supposed to be Eli Roth originally,
Which I
right?
think would have made a better movie.
Oh yeah.
Do either one of you have any information on the guy who scored the music in this movie?
Yo, I didn't even pay attention to the music. Though.
Come on, Klein.
Because it was boring.
I don't think there was no music.
It was so forgettable.
Like it wasn't
Yeah,
like there was no
there was
intense
nothing.
parts to where it was like Man, that's what it lacked. Holy crap. Now that I'm thinking about it, who did score this movie? Because they did a horrible job.
His name was Harry Gregson Williams.
What has he done?
He did Ants. He did Black Hat, Chicken Run. He did The Martian. And he also did Shrek 1, 2, 3, Shrek the Halls. And he also did the 4D Shrek at Universal.
Wow.
What?
Which, of all of that, his best stuff was the Shrek series because that main theme is unforgettable.
Yeah. Well, in a way, that does kind of make sense, though.
But the rest of his stuff has been just super forgettable.
The score in this movie definitely sucked, for sure.
Right.
I don't even know, man. That's horrible. That was like, because now I'm thinking about it. I was like, I didn't even notice
There's
that
nothing, there's nothing memorable about the score whatsoever.
And usually you have to have something there. You have to have some sort of pull. But there's nothing whatsoever.
Which is kind of amazing because it's a shark movie that has been getting compared to Jaws a lot. And you have a shark movie like Jaws that has an iconic theme.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable to have a movie with no music almost. Except for some odd Mickey cover of that cheerleader song.
Oh, man, that's the only thing that we remember from that movie is that song. They played it at the end with the credits, man.
Like, why was that there? Like, they played it when they were going into Taiwan. I don't think of that song, "Oh, Mickey, you're so fine." I don't think of that when I think of Taiwan.
I think they just wanted to use the song.
Yeah.
So one lost a bet.
So the synopsis of this movie is after escaping an attack by what he claims was a 70-foot shark, Jonas Taylor, which is Jason Statham, must confront his fears to save those trapped in a sunken submarine. Guys,
I'm gonna be
let's
completely
discuss
honest,
this.
Okay, go ahead.
I don't think that was even mentioned though in the movie though very well. Like, oh, he was right. How do you know he was right? Like, it could have been anything. It could have been the pressure and stuff falling underneath the ground. He said it was a shark that attacked them.
Right.
How do you know? You didn't see nothing. There was nothing to be seen.
Right.
So how did he even know that was happening? So like, it doesn't like.
Well,
I don't know.
the way the movie kind of starts, it just throws you in there. Like, I mean, you see like this submarine and it's just there.
Which actually I thought was a good part of the movie. I thought the pace of the movie.
Yeah.
They kept it quick. They kept it quick.
The pace was really well done. But I just that scene in the beginning of the movie though, like I get what they were trying to do, pull it in and stuff, but at the same time it's like, so he's already seen the Megalon then? So then there was no point to the other second half of or the first half of the movie then.
Well, yeah.
Technically,
I mean, I don't think
you're right.
Well, did it say that when he went down there with the sub, he already knew there was a Megalodon there? Is that what it is?
No. That it was that the Megalodon had attacked the atomic sub, and he was down there on a rescue mission. Something hit the side of the sub and destroyed it.
And then we're wondering why he's
He's assuming it's a shark.
Yeah.
But at the same time though, it's never even mentioned again though.
What's not?
How is it that what's so big point about them breaking? Okay, oh man, I don't want to spoil the movie. They're on the big discovery, okay? They want to do this discovery, right? What's
By the way,
point
this
of
is
doing
the spoiler
discovery?
free.
Hold on. Okay, guys. Normally, we would do a non-spoilers review. So, really, there's not a whole lot to talk about outside of spoilers. So, Chris, what do you say? Would you run out and see it, matinee, stream it, or don't even bother?
This is a stream it for me, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those movies that, you just stream it on a Saturday, it's raining outside, you're bored, and you want to watch it for sure. I mean, it's not terrible by any imagination, but...
I say wait till it comes on HBO, and then you just watch it on HBO, because, or Showtime, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just on. You watch it anyway. Who cares?
Yeah.
You might enjoy it, you might have a good laugh, but don't go out to see it, though.
Yeah, I'm giving a stream it rating.
That's what I would say, too. I give it a stream it because, man... It's really ridiculous.
I mean, it's really cool to kind of see the shark on the big screen because, I mean, the shark is pretty, it's cool. But, I mean, it's not worth the money you're going to pay to go to a theater to see it. It's just not. You know? The quality of the movie, that is, anyway. Being at home, streaming it, that's the way to go for sure.
Now that we've kind of given you guys our rating, we're going to go ahead and spoil the crap out of this movie because if you see it, you know it's going to be ridiculous. And if you were kind of on the fence, now you know why you shouldn't. So, Klein, what were you going to say?
There's 2 sharks.
Yeah.
There's 2.
That's key.
There's 2.
Yeah.
It's not. There wasn't enough. There was just 1. There was 2.
Right.
And it was just like, it was just, really. There's always a bigger fish. That's what I heard. Liam Neeson.
Yeah, Liam Neeson.
That's what I heard. As soon as they killed it in the first half of the movie, I was like, "Yo, where's the bigger one?" I already knew it was coming. There's no way this thing is dead. No,
Right.
there's no way the real one's dead.
Well, part of the problem was that in the advertising, you have that scene where he's at the beach and he's just tearing people apart. And that part hadn't happened yet. And that was a massive part of the advertising.
Yeah. So you knew right away. Plus, they kill the thing. They get it up on the ship, and it's super small. So you're like, there's no way that's the actual megalodon. The full size one anyway.
It's a baby. And really, it gets that because it is so ridiculous in parts. Like, it's just absurd. Just completely absurd.
Yeah. But in a way, I think that's a good thing too, because they're not shying away from it at the very least. You know what I'm saying?
It was a
Sure.
monster movie.
Yeah.
Exactly. It
It was just a
movie.
monster movie. That's all it was. It was a mega monster movie again.
But to your point, Chris, they knew that they were just trying to be as ridiculous as possible. I would agree with you had they not tried to make it so serious in other spots.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
That's like when we were talking on the way over here, there were moments where they were trying to do some dramatic beats, and I could care less. You know what I'm saying? When they had to get all teary-eyed and stuff like that, I could care less. I just wanted to see more of the shark,
Like, none of these characters were annoying to me, but they were all very forgettable, except for DJ, that hysterical black man. He is the best.
He is the soul of the audience.
He really
Oh,
is.
yeah. No, he had everybody laughing.
Oh man, dude. And then Dwight in this movie.
Yeah.
You didn't like him.
I liked him because his part was necessary, and I was happy with his.
Let's put it this way. I felt like he played his part well. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, it was serviceable. He did a good job at what he was supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Didn't bring anything different.
Oh, and Heroes from Heroes, he died a hero. I like that. That was kind of like a nice send off for me, in my opinion.
Dude, I was waiting for him to teleport out of there. Like, just poof.
Yeah.
Crossover.
In my head, he did do that. And that would not have been the most ridiculous part of the movie, even if he did teleport away. Because Jason Statham kills this shark.
With his bare hands.
It's absolutely ridiculous, man. I don't even know what to think about that. That's absolutely ridiculous.
He knife fights a shark and wins. It's absolutely incredible.
And not just a regular shark, though. A giant shark.
A megalodon. It's unbelievable.
Stabs it right now.
So earlier in the movie, we learned, oh, hey, these shark skins, they can't be penetrated by bullets. They're bulletproof almost. They're just not going to do anything with little machine gun fire. Then come the end of the movie, Jason Statham stabs the shark in the side of the face with a knife, rides him out of the water,
Like Superman.
Yeah.
and then stabs him in the eye with a harpoon gun. Unbelievable.
Well, apparently its brain is close to the
Unbelievable.
front, right?
Unbelievable, but enjoyable, though, because everyone in that theater enjoyed that scene.
Yeah.
Except for the guy who was in front. Was like, what a joke.
Oh my God. Can we talk about that guy's timing? The guy's timing was perfect. I mean, he made that scene everybody died laughing when he said that.
That wasn't the only ridiculous part of that movie. There's a scene where Bing Bing Lee is getting eaten in her shark cage.
Oh, and the shark cage was being swallowed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was all like, no, there's no way the shark is just going to swallow the whole cage.
Oh, yeah.
It's just going to, no. There was just, no, that aggravated me.
So Jason Statham was like, you know what? I'm going to get in the water with this thing, and just dove into the
yeah,
water.
let's talk about his hero complex that he had throughout the whole film.
He was Superman
Give
throughout
him
this
tights.
whole
Oh, wait,
movie.
he did have tights.
He did. So how did you guys think about like the beginning of the movie? Because it took a while to get to the shark, right?
That was my favorite part of the
Yeah.
whole movie.
Yeah.
Was the build up.
Was the build up to it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable. It was because it showed you what they were trying to do was a cool concept. Like, oh, the bottom of the trench wasn't actually the bottom of the trench.
Right.
And it was like, oh, okay, so there's this thin layer of like ice hydrogen level that they actually had to penetrate through to go and see this whole other.
It's almost like a lost world down there.
Yeah. So it was like a prehistoric ecosystem.
Yeah.
And it was just. It was cool.
And the sciencey crap behind it was pretty cool, you know? It was able to seal in all these prehistoric predators. And
the
that's
station was cool.
And that's what's really cool about the books, just getting back to the books real quick, because they really science it up in the book. And that's what's pretty cool, because it's hiding all these prehistoric animals, not just the megalodons, but tons
Like
of
the
these other
giant squid.
animals. Yeah.
That
we
scene
got
was
a little
really
bit
cool.
of, which was cool.
That was cool. I really liked that.
Oh, let's talk about DJ though. DJ was the best character in the whole film though.
By
He was
far.
the most realistic character.
The only one who was
Another
like the only one who didn't want to get into the water. The only one who didn't want to go after the shark. Well, we should have listened to this guy.
The only one who wanted to actually evacuate.
He was just
the evac ship? You mean the one that we get to ride to safety? The one where we're away from the giant monster?
No.
we're gonna take that one and go find the giant monster. Okay.
So what do you guys think about Dwight's death in this
my
movie?
God. What made
really
it
funny.
great, what made it what made it just was that you could actually see like his relief that he didn't get eaten. And then just bam, he gets eaten and it's just like, yes.
And that
sweet justice.
What me and Bryce were talking about on the way here is that they're we both said we're not like huge gory guys. We don't want blood anywhere, but this movie definitely could have been much more creative with the deaths in this movie.
Absolutely. No, but it did need more blood. And I'm, like you said, I'm not like, oh yeah, I need blood in my movies. This movie needed blood. He went and had
A buffet.
a party on the beach, and then it pans out and you see the shark from the top down, and there is no blood in that water at all. At all.
But he kind of like swallowed them whole though.
You'd have some blood in there. You would have some blood in there. But then
And the most gory scene was when they pulled out the arm out of the water.
Yeah.
That was all they did. Was the
Yeah,
that
that
and
really
like
was.
the whale scene where there was like the whale cut open and stuff.
But see, that was my next point, was when they dropped the bombs on the whale, because
Yeah, they killed a whale
Yeah,
in this
the
because they thought
corpse.
it was the shark.
right.
Freaking idiots, man! Just straight up, like, how do you? There was no fin on that.
That really slow mammal that's breathing oxygen, with no dorsal fin.
That looks like a shark to me.
That looks like a megalodon for sure.
Yeah, sure, totally. Oh man, they killed it. Oh, they thought they got it. They're like, oh man, they got it. They're like, no, they didn't get it. It's underneath it.
But I love how they take off because Dwight realizes it. They speed off and he goes flying
falls
off the
edge.
boat.
Yes, he's like, no, come back. That was awesome.
After they kill the whale, though, he's like, hit him again. He's like, he's dead. He's like, hit him again. And they drop another bomb, and it explodes back up into their face.
Oh, that's right.
That should have been nothing but red, and it was crystalline, man. It was ridiculous, that
Yeah,
water.
but I think that was whale blubber though.
Yeah, it might have been.
The whale blubber on his face.
I was actually
No. I'm talking about the water when it shoots back up. That should have been there should have been a lot of red in there. There should have been a lot of blood.
I thought like a really cool death would have been like Dwight in the water and like the megalodon coming to get him, and he actually gets taken out by like one of those smaller sharks. I was actually kind of expecting
Oh
that.
man, that would have been
Because
funny.
they were showing in the scene right before it all those sharks being there.
Right?
But okay, so let's get to that beach scene though. Like the whole scene where he gets up in there, how no one sees.
I've never been so happy to see people die on a beach before, though, in a movie, though. Because you watch it, right, and you're like, none of these people see this person. You all deserve to die. All of you deserve to die. No
Yeah,
one can see the
no
shark
one.
underneath. Like, you just all die.
This shark is freaking massive. It's 75 feet long. They've told us that a few times now.
Yeah.
The water is far too shallow for that shark to be in there. It's absolutely ridiculous.
And no one to see it.
Exactly. Because it's completely submerged underwater. Completely submerged.
The chaos though that ensues when they find out that it's right underneath them is great though.
It really is very funny.
Just pulling people along, but that's the thing though. Like when it shows it eating people, it really still doesn't show it.
Right.
Right? It takes a chomp and it's just you see a ton of water go everywhere.
Wasn't
That's
Jaws
basically it.
rated R, though?
No, Jaws was
Was
PG.
PG, dude.
It was PG, really?
Was PG. Yeah. And that had tons of blood.
I don't know. Then what did they sacrifice in this movie? Then they like
What do you
did
mean?
something because so in every movie there was always like their limits with their codes. So like if you're a PG-13 movie, these are the things you can and cannot do.
Right.
So were they not able to put blood in? Like what made them stop
Where?
from putting blood in?
They wanted it to be PG-13.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm getting at, though. If you can make a PG-13 bloody if you sacrifice other things. What did they sacrifice? What did they want over the fact that they didn't want blood?
I don't know.
No idea.
Have
Like
no
that.
clue.
Like I want to know what it was. Was the fact that they were killing people? Was that enough right there to say, oh, it's PG-13?
I guess.
Because like it doesn't like it. Because there should have been more blood. Like there should have been.
Maybe it was that little girl being in imminent danger when the Megalodon came up and attacked the research center. But even at that, I thought that was ridiculous.
I don't know. It was just it floored me though the way that was done though. I was just like, there should have been more blood. Yeah.
Then they had that really cheap, just garbage romance that they decided to shoehorn into
Oh
the
my
movie.
god, yeah.
That was really rough.
The kid was adorable.
Oh
The
yeah,
kid
that
was
kid was
adorable.
cute. Yeah.
She was adorable.
She was really funny.
Yeah.
But be that as it may,
Yeah.
that does not mean that Jason Statham and her mother should be together.
Yeah. Well, I just felt like, with all the actors, they all were kind of off. You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't all, I don't know, the jive wasn't with all of them. You know what I'm saying? They all didn't really mix well with me. At least I don't
Right.
think they did at all.
I don't know. I wanna go in a good thing about this movie though. One thing I really enjoyed about the movie was the gliders.
Those were really cool.
Yeah.
Their machines that they would do. Those things were fast and they were maneuverable and they were like that's like underwater like fight scene technology that they should use in more movies because
Yeah.
those were pretty cool.
Yeah, no, those were really cool.
The gliders with those were just spheres that the people would sit in, and then they could control. It almost looked like one of those Naboo fighters from
It did.
Phantom Menace.
Yes.
Lots of Phantom Menace love over here,
There's always a bigger fish. And in this case there was.
John Turtaltaub did an interview with an internet magazine, and he said, "Oh man, we had to keep it PG-13. We really wanted to have more blood in it. I had some really cool ideas for deaths, but we just weren't able to do it." Which translates to, this whole movie was a missed opportunity. Don't put that out there. Like
Yeah.
that doesn't sound
Well,
good.
you know
The
what?
old movie did feel that way. Though.
You know what Warner
did.
Brothers was doing, though. Like if you put an R rating on this, you're stopping kids from going to see it. Majority of people might, I don't know. Like it. Whenever you make anything a rated R, unless it's Deadpool, that is not going to make is not going to make any money. So you're mixing out the kid. Like those the kids in our aisle. There was a dad. He came in, he brought his kids, and they were what?
Sure.
4 or 5, something
were
like that.
young.
Yeah, they were really young to go see the movie. You're not going to get that if it's an R rating.
Oh, I agree. And I'm not saying make it an R rating, but they needed to do something more because this movie had no balls.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like it felt neutered.
No boss for you. And there were a lot of missed opportunities throughout the film, though. Like I felt like things could have been added to the scene, and it would have been made better.
Like what?
Well, okay, so it's like I don't know how to explain it, but like there were certain death scenes that could have been done better, but they were postponed though, and it was like, okay, like it was like, okay, fine.
There needed to have been a more variety of deaths.
Yeah.
Because it was constantly just a real close-up shot. It was
And a chomp.
right, and it was like a midway shot of the person, but because the shark was so big, it ends up being a close-up of the shark, and you can't see anything.
Well, I was gonna say is in the books. I mean, that's like seriously one of the most interesting thing about the books,
Right.
Is that he's literally wrote like tons of stuff, tons of ways for these people to die. There's one death he gives to like an older actress lady who's playing in the book. There's spoilers if you guys haven't read. Steve Alton's the Meg, but she falls into his gums. Like she gets stuck in between its cheek and its teeth. And because the teeth are smaller, like on the sides, because they're growing up, she basically gets stabbed to death You know what I'm saying? So it is brutal. And it's like, the way they describes it, it's in complete darkness. And like a lot of these people that get chomped, they don't really die because, you know, it's so big, it swallows them. So a lot of these people are drowning in its stomach acid. There's some insane deaths. Not saying that it needed to be in the movie, but you could have done a lot of different stunts, a lot like with the helicopter. You know, I'm surprised that there was no shark jumping out of the water and pulling the helicopter. Obviously, we've seen it before.
But do we really want to see that, though? Did we really want that?
Listen,
it would have just put icing on the cake for this movie to have been just overly outrageous.
Exactly.
But, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
With everything else that was in this movie, that should have been in it.
Yeah, I mean, it would have at least added a little different flavor to it. Because, I mean, like I said, I felt like all the deaths were just chomp, they are gone. That's it.
And it was weird because they had such attention to detail in some scenes where they really went out of their way to make sure everything fit correctly. You know what I'm saying? Like, science-wise. Like, oh, you know, they couldn't come above this line because it was freezing. And then when the woman ejected out of there, it made like a little bridge that they could come through.
Yeah.
That made sense to me. And yet, they decided to say the Megalodon can pull this ship around, this little boat that they're all in.
Yeah.
But when it's going to come to kill Jason Statham, the crane on the boat that's not anchored anywhere is going to hold and stop the Megalodon from literally inches from eating Jason Statham. Yeah. Jason Statham kicks a shark in the face. That's not a joke.
What I find kind of funny about this movie is, I don't know about you guys, but like almost every scene that they're in with a boat, the same cast always found themselves in the water. Like there's 3 or 4 set pieces where they're on a boat, they're trying to get the Megalodon, they're around the Megalodon, and every one of them end up in the water.
Right.
And it's literally just and you know what's funny is like only how many of them died? I know they said that there was quite a lot of them that died. The ones that, you know, do die, you don't even care about. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So every time they were in the water, and that's another thing too, these characters felt kind of safe. The ones that they killed off, you don't really care too much about. Either it was that douchey scientist guy that you were like,
Heller.
I don't care about. And who else died? I mean, that's another thing.
Wall.
Yeah.
The Wall, but he died. Like, that was funny though, the way he died.
Yeah.
That was like, yes, that was a good death. Like, that was a good classical like monster movie death.
Yeah.
Because he's sitting there in the water posing with the shark, and then he gets scared off and jumps into the water, and then all of a sudden just.
Yeah, this movie felt like everybody just kept falling into the water. That's what I remember out of it. Everybody keeps falling into the water. Yeah, it really should have. Everybody's falling into the water, and like, you know, maybe one of you might get eaten. Everybody else who survives, you're good.
Yeah.
We'll flicker some lights at it,
and then dad dies. Like he just dies from
ridiculous.
Just being thrown off the boat.
Yeah,
and bumping his head or whatever happened to him.
And that's the thing. You felt nothing with that scene. When they're talking, I'm like, let's go. Like, let him go. I want to
see more shark.
Yeah, let's get back to the shark, because at that point, like, you don't care. Because I mean, like I said, the chemistry with everybody isn't the best. I would say the strongest is probably Jason Statham and the little girl. They probably had like the best connection throughout the whole movie. You know,
and DJ, man.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and DJ. Yeah.
DJ with everybody.
Ruby Rose's character, I think her name was like Trex or something like that. I don't know.
No idea.
But Ruby Rose's character, though, again, unforgettable character. Yeah. But like, she was a memorable face, though, because she's a popular character. So like, of course you're gonna remember her from the movie.
Right.
But it was just like her character was just there. Just there.
I don't even remember what she did. What did she do? She was like a computer chick, right?
Yeah, she built the whole place. She designed the whole semantics of the actual building that they were the lab they were in. Yeah. And then she also hacked into the billionaires' satellites, so that way she can, you know, track down the Meg.
I remember.
But no, it was just like she was a forgettable character, and so was DJ. But DJ was funny though, so you couldn't forget him.
Here's the thing. I don't know that I will forget DJ because he was such a bright spot in such a stupid movie that I feel like I'm going to remember him at least for a while.
What did you guys think of Jason Statham though? Like, what do you think of him?
His performance was good.
he had a God complex.
Yeah.
He needed to be the one to save everybody.
He wasn't really drunk. Everybody like talked bad about him, like, oh, he threw himself out the wall and now he's a drunk and he's all over the place and whatnot. I didn't get a sense of that when he got on the show.
No,
like, yeah, he's a little bit reckless, but he knew what he was doing when he was diving underneath the water and his nose started bleeding. He knew what he was doing. So like, it was like, okay, no worries. And I mean, yeah, if it was reckless, but he did it because there was people's lives on the line, though.
Right,
So
and even
like,
at that, even as fast as he went, he still barely saved him. You know,
couldn't save everyone.
Exactly. That's always
rest in peace, hero. But his performance was good, though. His acting in this was good. I mean, it wasn't that bad. It wasn't the worst I've seen him do. Fast and Furious.
No, it wasn't bad.
I was just expecting a train wreck, and at the least, I got a serviceable performance because, like I said, you know, in reading the books, his character is nothing like the dude in the books, like not even close, which I get, you know, because they do that a lot in movies, and then when they adapt it to film, it's fine. So I thought he did okay.
Right.
You know, I mean, it was serviceable. He was the superhero, literally in tights, you know, waterproof. He did what I was expecting him to do.
Right.
Aside from punching the shark in the face, I mean, you were talking about. I mean,
for weeks leading up to this movie, I was saying it looks like Jason Statham is going to punch a shark in the face.
And what he does at the end of the movie, what he does at the end of the movie is almost as crazy as punching it in the face.
It's crazy, Chris.
It's nuts. It's nuts.
There's one scene where the shark is going to get him from below, and he just jumps right out of the water for no reason. He just rips himself right out of the water like he is Aquaman and just onto the ship.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know. I mean, the best part was I was going in this movie, like, I was like saying, oh man, this movie's gonna suck. Like, I don't. This movie's gonna be horrible. It's a monster movie. It's a mega monster movie. They always they're not the best.
No.
You know, so like going into this movie and coming out of it, like, it was a decent movie for the most part.
Yeah. It's not thought provoking, but it's not meant to be. The movie is there to tell you the story of a guy hand murdering a shark, and it does that, and it does it very well,
and it does it so well. You know,
I can't recommend people running out and seeing it.
Yeah.
You know,
and a lot of people falling in the water. That's really the point of the movie. You know, stay away from the megalodon.
And watch out, don't slip.
I kind of feel bad for the megalodon because, like, Jaws was a douche. Jaws went around murdering people. This megalodon was like chilling in its cave or it's a little oasis, and then all these people come in there, and then they got to hunt it down immediately and want to kill it. I mean, I felt like there was something to that, you know, them discovering the shark, and they're like, we found this amazing, you know, this extinct animal. Let's kill it.
And see, that's
what the Japanese old guy did too.
See, and that was weird to me because that is not your movie. Don't tread where you can't go. Know where you should stay. Don't go deep on this. You can't.
No.
Not with this movie. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Give me the commentary of, oh, humans murder everything they find. Shut up. You get piss off, okay? Because that is insanity. You see a giant 70-foot murder fish, and you're not going to kill that thing before that thing kills you? It's already killed people. You know that. Murder it. That irritated me. Thanks for bringing that back up.
They were politically correct.
What?
They had to be politically correct. They had to throw it in there. PETA probably told them to.
Yeah, PETA.
PETA's like, we don't say that we could do this, so this should not be done.
Don't. It's like those idiots.
They don't want like the vegans to attack them and everything like that.
It's like those idiots who are mad at Steven Spielberg for murdering a triceratops. Just. Oh.
What?
Oh yeah. You don't, man. So for Jurassic Park, there's a promotional photo of Steven Spielberg crouching down next to the triceratops that's sick in the movie, right? Because that's a practical effect. It's an animatronic. So he's sitting there like that, and he's smiling, and he's got his hand on its head, and like, people shouldn't be allowed to hunt and kill these animals. That animal is
That was
beautiful.
not legit, bro.
Yes,
I think somebody made that as a joke.
Ridiculous.
It was absolutely
No, bro,
legit.
it was a joke. No, dude. I'm not. I don't even know. That's a joke. I don't want to talk
Absolutely
about
not.
the stupidity of people. Like, that's just like too much for me.
That's
just
absolutely stupid.
No, just no way.
That
Oh
was
my God.
100% real.
At the end of the day, though, this movie was not bad, though.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad. I can't say run out and see
And
it.
it wasn't fantastic.
Like I said, I'm sticking with my my rating of Stream this movie.
Have you guys seen like Deep Blue Sea, the 47 meters down, 47 meters with?
I didn't see that. I saw The Shallows.
Okay.
And I hated that movie.
So
I
you think
didn't
this?
even go see it, and I already hated it. From the trailers, I was like, I hate this movie.
It was half a movie, and it was padded out by a lot of nonsensical slow-mo. This movie is much better than The Shallows.
So like in the era of all these new shark movies, you pick that. Or the Meg movie, is far better than The Shallows, and
by far. It doesn't touch Jaws, but nothing's going to.
Yeah. No, nothing's gonna touch Jaws.
Right.
You can't recreate Jaws.
Well, it's like
You
Jurassic
can't do
Park. You know, it's like they're never gonna be able to top the first Jurassic Park. You know.
Right.
When you see all those dinosaurs for the first time, you know, you're not going to be able to recreate that scene.
And they've tried in every single one.
And well, just the fact that technology was so limited, so it forced them to think outside the box. Then,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So nowadays they don't have to do that. We have CGI, we have the ability to cheat, and we're gonna do it.
Which, to the Meg's credit, the CGI was very good in this movie.
Yeah.
When they used it, I thought it was excellent.
Yeah, the Meg looked pretty good. It didn't look bad at all. You know, for being a 75-foot shark.
Now, granted, that being said, a couple years from now, I don't know what it's going to look like, but for right now, looks fine. All right, we've said everything we can about this movie. I know that typically this show is a non-spoiler show, but it's not what it was tonight. I'm sorry.
I say we rate the show right now. Rate the episode, the movie.
Rate the movie? I say stream it. Don't rush out and see this movie. Even if you saw this in the matinee, you wouldn't be entirely happy with it. Now, if you go into this movie expecting a stupid monster movie, you'll be delighted.
Yeah.
Chris,
So
what do
we
you...
spoiled it for you.
Chris, what do you rate this at?
No, I'm gonna stream it. You know, if you like monster movies and you like sharks, I would say go ahead and maybe do a matinee. You know, don't pay the full price, but streaming is fine. You know, this is a perfect movie that, you know, when you're chilling at home, you can pop it on and you kill a couple hours.
Exactly. Klein, what do you think of it, man?
I say wait till it comes on DVD and you can watch it on Shark Week.
This should be on Shark Week.
It's gonna be on Shark Week. There's no doubt about it.
You don't even have to wait for it to be on DVD. It'll just come on Shark Week.
But definitely they'll just stream it though. It's no point. I mean, if you like Shark Week, then go watch it. But it's okay.
All right, so now you got our thoughts. What are your thoughts? Did you guys see this? What did you think of it? Let us know. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to this. And until next time, go watch some movies. Good night.